Number 1. The strongest sage with the weakest crest. At birth, mages randomly acquire one of the 4 crests that represents the extent of their magical capability. Equipped with a crest specializing in creation, a man named Gaius reached the ceiling of his potential, becoming known as the world's strongest sage. Despite his overwhelming power, he is unsatisfied with his abilities and desires to possess the mark suitable for close combat. Knowing that a person's crest is unchangeable, Gaius decides to reincarnate far into the future, hoping to alter his fate. Thousands of years later, Gaius is reborn as Matthias Hildesheimer, successfully obtaining his long-coveted crest. However, he is surprised to learn that in these times, magic has vastly waned, and the techniques that were once widely used are now nothing more than just a speck of legend. Moreover, the crest that he painstakingly strived to attain is now considered the weakest, merely dubbed the crest of failure. Nevertheless, Matthias naturally exceeds all expectations. He enrolls into the royal capital's second academy, acing every trial that comes his way. But soon after, Matthias discovers the dark truth behind humanity's downfall into magical mediocrity, demons, and endeavors to remedy the consequence of his millennia-long absence once and for all. This anime series has 12 episodes. Duration of one episode is 23 minutes. Aired status, finished airing. Number 2. The greatest demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody. Having reached the pinnacle of human potential, Varvatos was so powerful that the rest of humankind began calling him the Demon Lord, both fearing and respecting his overwhelming influence. As a result, he felt alienated from his fellow humans, leading him to desire true companionship, an equal he could call a friend. Hoping his fate will change in his next life, Varvatos decides to start anew and reincarnates 3,000 years later as Ard Meteor, the son of a seemingly ordinary couple in a rural town. Unfortunately, he realizes that even after weakening himself, his strength still overshadows everyone in this era. Moreover, his lack of social skills bars him from achieving his goal of making friends. But worst of all, the repercussions of suddenly abandoning his former position have begun to bite him back in some of the most unimaginable ways possible. This anime series has 12 episodes. Duration of one episode is 24 minutes. Aired status, finished airing. Number 3. The Iceblade Sorcerer shall rule the world. As the first commoner to attend the prestigious Arnold Academy of Sorcery, Ray White is immediately met with contempt from some of the students hailing from nobility. Unbeknownst to them, Ray's real identity is that of the famous Iceblade Sorcerer, a hero who led the country to victory in a past war and is one of the 7 strongest sorcerers alive. Despite his legendary status, Ray wants nothing more than to live out the ordinary school life he never had. Ray quickly makes friends with some of the most influential students thanks to his kind and amiable nature. Unfortunately, as those with nefarious motives begin to make their move, Ray may soon have no choice but to use his true power to preserve the bonds that make his new life worthwhile. This anime series has 12 episodes. Number 4. Trapped in a dating sim, the world of Otome games is tough for mobs. Blackmailed into playing a dating simulator set in a matriarchy, an ordinary man must put up with the unbearable and convoluted world until he clears the game. After countless days of grinding, he finally manages to beat it, but his hardcore gaming comes at a cost: extreme sleep deprivation and hunger. While heading out to the convenience store to solve one of these problems, the man tumbles down the stairs and falls unconscious, only to wake up to the worst possible realization: he has been reincarnated into the game as the mob character Leon Faubartfort. Now trapped in a world he despises, Leon must use his knowledge of the game to navigate through the plot safely and sustain himself in a society where the odds are heavily stacked against him. This anime series has 12 episodes. Duration of one episode is 23 minutes. Number 5. The Eminence in Shadow. For as long as he can remember, Minoru Kaginu has been fixated on becoming as strong as possible, which has led him to undertake all kinds of rigorous training. This wish, however, does not stem from a desire to be recognized by others. Rather, Minoru does everything he can to blend in with the crowd. So, while pretending to be a completely average student during the day, he arms himself with a crowbar and ruthlessly thrashes local biker gangs at night. Yet when Minoru finds himself in a truck accident, his ambitions seemingly come to a sudden end. In his final moments, he laments his powerlessness. No matter how much he trained, there was nothing he could do to overcome his human limitations. But instead of dying, Minoru reawakens as Sid, the second child of the noble Kaginu family, in another world, one where magic is commonplace. With the power he so desired finally within his grasp, he dons the moniker Shadow and establishes Shadow Garden, a group whose sole purpose is to combat the enigmatic cult of Diablos, an organization born from Sid's imagination. However, as Shadow Garden grows in both membership and influence, it becomes increasingly apparent that the cult of Diablos is not as fictional as Sid had intended. This anime series has 20 episodes.